Okay, this is the third class in the basic series, which is focusing on backward bending, calling it Class C. It's arbitrary. You can start the series whenever you want to. That's arbitrary too. You can take as many classes as you want. So backward bending. Take a comfortable seat. Deep inhale. Oh. 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 Okay. Future YouTube people, follow along as best you can. If you have any questions, please write to me anytime you'd like to at peterrizzo9@gmail.com. Bev, let's go to a fish, a supported fish, the block under the heart. So we're going to start off nice and easy. Bev has a nice pillow there or block. Good to have props on hand for backward bending. And she's been doing this for a while, so she knows how her spine is comfortable. She went to the gym earlier, so this will be a nice break for the upper spine. It's beautiful, Bev. So I'll ask Bev to do, and you really can't hear her very well. I think her sound actually is on, and that's fine. But even, one of the problems with Zoom is that we don't really hear the breath very well. With Ujjayi breathing, Bev, you can put your hands on your rib cage if you want to, and you can try to see if you can feel expansion and contraction of the side ribs, ideally. So she's going to engage Uddiyana Bandha. That would mean drawing the navel in and up, stabilizing the lower abdomen. And when you do that, and when you inhale, you'll begin to move the rib cage more and more thoroughly, which will literally deepen the breath. So backward bending, this is an antidepressant class, very literally. Tomorrow is the first day of February, which I think is the most depressing month. So you can take a class like the elements of this class, or you can take the entire class. Anytime you're feeling a little down, should really bring you right back up again, especially by opening up space around the heart and deepening breath. In other words, people who are depressed, I found this out as soon as I started teaching, because I started teaching in a mental institution in New York City in the early 90s. They were all depressed people, rounded, shoulders forward, had this kind of beaten down posture. And so I immediately got onto it. This is my first teaching. So, well, if you don't want to be depressed, let's try taking the shape of a happy person. So the shape of a happy person, especially here too, you can see a Bev, it's happening beautifully. Shoulders are dropping back in relation to the front body. Upper arm bones are moving back in relation to the front body. Shoulder blades are dropping down. Base of skull can be elevated. And yeah, taking the shape of a happy person makes it much more likely that you can be a happy person. Have enough time there, Bev?
Yeah.
Cool, let's come stand up. And Bev is going to show you moon salutes. I'm going to talk her through them. So moon salutes are the most backward bending sun salute. Well, it's not a sun salute, it's a moon salute. They are the most backward bending. They're a little weird, so please use Bev for a reference for this first one if you'd like to. The really salient thing about a warrior one is that the back heel is always up in the air when we're lunging. So with your back heel up, your lower back is completely squared up. SI joint is squared up. So we can't get the geometry off in the lower back, which lower back doesn't like that. So we'll talk about that more when we get to warrior one. For now, back heel is going to be up. Okay, we're going to hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Ears in line with arms. Good, Bev. Exhale, hinge forward, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Arms swing and catch. Good, Bev. Inhale the right leg deeply back. Lunge and reach up. See how our back heel is up? Beautiful. Exhale back to a downward facing dog. Inhale to a plank position. Let's break this down now, Bev. Show them knees, chest, and chin, please. So knees are down. Heart, wow. All right, so Bev, hold on, Bev. Go back. Go back to knees, chest, chin. In knees, chest, chin, Bev. Take your hands off the floor if possible. Let the heart, there you go. So it's all in the upper spine, moving. So then when she goes to a low cobra, she's going to slide forward, spine in the same shape. Good, Bev. That's beautiful. Exhale back to a downward facing dog. Very nice. Step the right foot forward and reach up. Back leg straightening. Back heel lifting. Good. Exhale forward bending, interlacing. Arms swing and catch behind the back. Inhale, swing the arms forward, hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, hinge forward, interlacing fingers behind the back. Good. Side B. Step the left leg deeply back, lunge and reach up. Exhale back to a downward dog. Back to a down dog, Bev. Bev, did you hit your down dog?
Oh, a down dog.
Your down dog. Okay. Inhale to a plank. Thank you. I thought maybe your screen froze. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. It's possible. You never know. Zoom. Inhale to a low cobra. Exhale back to a downward dog. Good. Step the left foot forward and reach up. Back of the right knee lifting. Beautiful, Bev. Exhale, forward bending, interlacing. Arms swing and catch behind the back. Inhale, swing the arms forward, hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, hinge forward, interlacing fingers behind the back. Good. 2 more cycles. Inhale the right leg deeply back, lunge and reach up. Good, Bev. Exhale back to a downward dog. Inhaling plank. Exhaling knees, chest, and chin. 1 breath now. Inhale to a low cobra. Good. Exhale back to a downward dog. Step the right foot forward and reach up. Shoulder blades dropping down. Elbows straightening up. Exhale, forward bending, interlacing. Arms swing and catch behind the back. Inhale, swing the arms forward, hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, hinge forward, interlacing fingers behind the back. Step the left leg deeply back, lunge and reach up. Exhale back to a downward facing dog. Good for the balance, Bev. That's beautiful. Oh, very nice. Inhale to a plank. Exhaling knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to a low cobra. Exhale back to a downward dog. Good, Bev. Step the left foot forward and reach up. Shoulder blades dropping. Elbows straightening up. Exhale, forward bending, interlacing. Inhale, swing the arms forward, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back. Let's take a little pause before the last one. There's one little detail that could be worked on in moon salutes. You can bring the hands down, Bev. You're not under arrest. So if hypothetically, let's say we put the right finger on top every time we interlace. So when you change sides, change the finger too. Make it so it's the opposite finger each time. Let's say right leg back, right on top, left leg back, left on top, whatever. You figure it out. But it's good, very good for the brain to do it both ways and not to get stuck in one pattern of interlacing the same way every time. That's a lot to get in during a moon salute. It's impossible. Okay, so last one, try to bring that into play. If you'd like to, that's an extra challenge. Okay, hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Could change the thumb variance too. Exhale, hinge forward, interlacing fingers behind the back. Good, Bev. Step the right leg deeply back, lunge and reach up. Exhale back to a downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to a low cobra. Exhale back to a downward dog. Good. Step the right foot forward, reaching up. Tailbone towards front heel. Kidneys lifting up. Good. Exhale, forward bending, interlacing. Inhale, swing the arms forward, hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, hinge forward, interlacing fingers behind the back. Last half, inhale the left leg deeply back, lunge and reach up. Beautiful. Exhale back to a downward dog. Inhaling plank. Exhaling knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra. Very nice, Bev. Exhale back to a downward dog. Good. Step the left foot forward. Tailbone towards left heel. Kidneys lift. Exhale, forward bending, interlacing. Good. Stay there, Bev. This is kind of a backward bend, too, because it'll draw the shoulders back towards the back body again. So straighten through the elbows, Bev. Squeeze the wrists together. Vault the hands as far forward as you can. Bev, did you get to do a finger change?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Change it in the midst here if you want to. See if it makes a difference to you.
This feels more comfortable.
These are little details, but your brain is basically a billion little details. Okay, release the hands down towards the floor. Take any kind of forward bend that you'd like to, Bev, just for a little break. Get the hamstrings loosened up a little bit. Quadriceps engaging, whatever you want to do. Yeah, you can bend your knees if you need to. Completely fine. Good, Bev. Okay, we're going to go into a warrior one now. Bev, let's bring the feet together. Inhale to Utkatasana, bend the knees, squeeze them in and reach up. This is a type B, sun salute. Exhale, swan dive to the floor. Nice, Bev. Inhale, look out to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back to chaturanga. That's a low push-up, as low as you can go, but don't worry about how low. Inhale into an upward dog. Good, Bev. That was fine. Exhale back to a downward facing dog. So, okay, Bev, try to step your toes to your fingertips. Right toes. Inhaling forward. Step the right foot forward. Then inhale to warrior one. Back heel's going to come down. So let's bring the hands on the hips here. And let's reason this out physiologically, intellectually, and comfort-wise too. So if Bev's back heel is down, it doesn't have to be down. It could be up in the air, as in moon salute. So actually, there are plenty of places where you go to practice, they won't even let you do that. They won't let you put that back heel down. They will require you to lift your back heel and square the hips. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you the choice. So try it both ways. See what works better for you. Either way, what we're doing here, it's a backward bend, this posture. And see, Bev is trying it that way. Bev, it's kind of halfway between the two. I'm not saying you can't do it that way. Or you could have your back heel really squared up. Yeah, like that. That allows you to square the hips completely. So theoretically, this is better for your lower back. And if you have a lower back problem, you might want to consider doing it this way. If you can backward bend with impunity, if you get through the day without your lower back ever bothering you, well then, maybe you're fine with your back heel down. Okay, either way, let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll the upper arm bones back. Upper arm bones traveling back, elbows straightening. Good, Bev. Bring your fist to your back thigh, Bev, and then drop those knuckles down the back of that left thigh. Keep the front knee bending. So warrior one, it's a real backward bend. It's a very hard posture, really. I know it doesn't look that hard. Okay, we're going to fly the arms up. I think it's very difficult. Fly the arms up, especially when you look at the geometry of it, because she's trying to bring that left hip forward and square the hips. That's beautiful, Bev. So the back leg will keep on straightening. The front knee will keep on bending. The tailbone will keep on scooping towards that front heel. Kidneys lifting, navel lifting up and in. It's beautiful, Bev. That's warrior one. Let's do one more backward bending variation. Bring the hands behind the head. Drop the elbows back. Lift the heart as if you were lounging in a hammock. The front knee bending and the back leg straightening. Keep on pressing that left hip forward from the outer edge of that left foot. Good, Bev. See if you can pick up all your toes. Yeah, I just saw it move before I even said it. Pick up all your toes, spread them out nice and wide. Keep the heart lifting. Front knee bending. This is hard. Elbows back, Bev. Drop it. Yes. Okay, bring both hands on the floor whenever you'd like to. And exhale, chaturanga. That was Krishnamacharya's favorite variation on warrior one. Inhaling up dog anytime. Good, Bev. Exhale back to a downward dog. Okay. Step the left foot forward, then inhale to warrior one. Okay, remember what we said about the hips? Well, same is true. Bring the hands on the hips, Bev. You are not under arrest, but you do want to be square in the hips. I know most people really don't want square hips, but here we really do. From the outer edge of the right foot, press the right hip forward, draw the left hip back. And then Bev, you can take a little more space if you want to between the feet, up to you. That's just going to work the front of that right hip even more strongly. So for the front of that right hip, it's the opposite of being in a chair. This is actually very beneficial for the lower back. So, but it might feel difficult because of being in a chair all day. It's okay. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Switch the fingering, Bev. Drop your knuckles down the back of that right thigh. So when I'm asking you to do that, it's going to move your right ribs a little farther forward. Left ribs, yeah. Little trick there. Keep the front knee bending from the outer edge of the right foot. Press the right hip forward, Bev. Keep the front knee bending. Keep the tailbone scooping towards the left heel. That's beautiful. Elbows can straighten a little more, Bev. Go for it. Yeah. Okay, fly the arms up, Bev. Drop the shoulder blades down. Keep the front knee bending. Good. Lift the arches on both feet. Spread all your toes out nice and wide. Keep that left knee bending, Bev. It's tough. You're the only student in this class. You're going to bear the brunt of all this. I'm really sorry. Okay. You can beg off anytime you want to. Let's interlace the fingers behind the head and drop the elbows back again. This is a really nice way to meditate, especially with your thumbs and your occiput. Elbows drop back, Bev. Drop them back. Lift the heart. Excellent way to meditate. I do about an hour a day that way. Come back out whenever you'd like to. Come back out through chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. Good, Bev. Okay, when your body's ready, step the right foot forward, then inhale, warrior one. Good, bring the hands on the hips. Straighten the front leg completely. You can try here first with straight legs now. We can really square the hips. Go the other way, Bev. Press the left hip forward. There you go. So as if you had headlights mounted on the front of your pelvis, shine them directly forward. Good, Bev. Okay, bring the hands to a prayer position behind the back if you would like to do that. If you would not like to do that, don't. You can hold on to the elbows behind the back instead. Bev, that's beautiful. Now take the upper arm bones back. Good. Inhale, lift the heart. Keep the spine clear, Bev. Hinge forward, keep the legs straight and the spine clear. Hinge from the hips. And breathe it. Look down right around the toes, Bev. Good. Lengthen right out through the crown from the back heel. Keep the back heel heavy. Shoulders keep lifting, Bev. Yep. Right quadricep keeps engaging. Beautiful, Bev. Legs keep on straightening. Keep lifting the heart right out over that right shin. Okay. Inhale back up to vertical. Good. Release the hands, bend the front knee, bring both hands on the floor, and exhale, chaturanga. We'll keep it simple. Inhaling to an upward dog, that's a backward bend. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Good. Step the left foot forward, then inhale, warrior one. Good. Bring the hands on the hips. Straighten the front leg completely, back heels down. Good, Bev. Press that right hip way forward. Use your hands on your hips. Good. Square them off. Square the rib cage. Flare all your toes out nice and wide. And then if it works for your body, bring the hands to a prayer position. That's not going to work for everybody. Good, Bev. Show them that way. That's holding on to the elbows. She thought better at this time. It's very smart. Hinge forward, Bev. Bev is a very smart person. Keep the left quadricep engaging. I don't mean being condescending. I've known Bev for years. Shoulders keep lifting. Elbows keep lifting. The gaze is right down around the left toes. And the breathing is very deep here. Beautiful, Bev. Let's inhale back up to vertical. Release the arms. Bend the front knee. Bring both hands on the floor and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to an upward dog. When you're ready, we're going to hold and breathe, Bev. In this upward dog, Bev, keep your legs very active. Reach back through the inner feet. Press down through the inner palms. Try to bring your heart right forward through the arms and then upward towards the ceiling. Keep the gaze down into the floor, Bev, so the back of the neck is clear. Keep the heart lifting. Legs are active. Is your lower back okay?
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel okay, stop what you're doing. You get any pain in your body, we stop what we're doing. Good, Bev. Going back to a downward dog. A little relief. Good. Inhale to a plank. Exhale all the way down to the floor. All righty, interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift up to Shalabhasana, locust, or grasshopper. Good, Bev. Oh, that's beautiful. Strong posture. Squeeze the knees in, squeeze the wrists together. Keep your hands and feet lifting, arms and legs straightening. Beautiful, Bev. Keep on breathing it. Give it a rest when you're ready to and let it go. Okay, and again, when we interlace, we do it differently each time. Switch it up. Second side. Go for it. This could be any variation, but actually you can stay like that, Bev, or you can interlace the fingers behind the head. Or you can fly the arms forward like a superhero flying through the air. That's a hard one, Bev. It's hard to be a superhero. It's exhausting. Don't worry about it. You actually do save beings from untimely deaths in your wildlife work. Give it a rest whenever you'd like to. Bev gives birds baths sometimes. That's a great thing to do, you know, when they get stuck in an oil slick, for example. Okay, let's take one arm directly sideways, 90 degrees to the spine. Maybe pick the easy one, and then roll back that direction. So you're going to roll back over her left arm. Good, Bev. Use the arms and legs any way that you'd like to, please. So remember my story about the mental institution. That was the first place I taught. It was at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. I invented this posture for those people. I'm sure other people have invented it too. And what it does is it creates space in the front of the shoulder. So if you really plaster down the root knuckle of the index finger, the root knuckle of the thumb, flatly to the floor, you can use the arms and legs any way that you want to, actively or passively. You can use that right hand, actively or passively. And then I really implore your breathing to expand your breath into the very top of that left lung. That's something that can literally happen here. Breath gets deeper. When your breath gets deeper, you become more alive. You become more alive, you're probably going to be a little happier. But at the very least, you'll just be more alive. Nothing wrong with that. Change arms whenever you want to. We're in this body to be alive. We're not in this body to keep the checking account afloat or to look on Facebook. At least I hope you're not in this life for that reason. And then breathe deeply again and to expand it way up into the top of that right lung. Plaster down the root knuckle of that right index finger, the root knuckle of that right thumb. I like that foot variation, Bev. That's cute.
Comfortable.
It actually looks effective. It looks like you can press off the ball of your foot.
Mm-hmm.
Go farther back. Yep. You can experiment. People come up with all kinds of really fun looking variations here just by playing with the posture. And I think these postures are meant to be played with. Nobody does these postures in an identical fashion. All of our bodies are conditioned by our past, for better or worse. Oh, that's good water. The best water is water that's been sitting in a jar for 4 or 5 days. I don't know why, but it seems like it kind of filters itself somehow. Okay, Bev, come back to center, bend your knees, and go to a bow. Dhanurasana. Do me a favor, Bev. Show them a backward bending grip by holding onto the inner ankle with your thumb up. That's it. Elbow crease is pointing outward. This is something you can try if you want a further antidepressant quality to the posture. It doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody loves it. That's good, Bev. Straighten the legs. Are your shoulders okay that way?
Yeah.
If it doesn't hurt the shoulder, I recommend it. If the shoulder's uncomfortable, I'd recommend changing it. Rest whenever you'd like to. That's a bow. That's a funny leg dance. I'm sorry. Bev is actually a good friend of mine. I'll just say that. So my good friends always crack me up. Go for it. Fly back up again. She's such a good friend. She's serving as a model for this class. Here she goes. Keep the gaze down, Bev. Activate your legs. And by activating the legs, lift the heart. Ah. Okay, give it a rest whenever you'd like to. And let it go. How are you feeling, Bev? You okay?
Yeah.
Goody. Let's try an Ustrasana next. I'll call Ustrasana really a kneeling bow if I were going to name it. It's just like a bow. She's going to kneel up, get up on the knees. So if you have difficulty reaching the heels, you don't have to reach the heels. Yeah, you can pad your knees like she's doing. That's smart. She tucked her toes under. That brings the heels up a little higher. That makes them easier to reach. Thumbs are going to point out. So see the exact same action of the upper arm bone. It's an outward rotation of the upper arm bone. The salient feature there will be the elbow crease pointing outward. The thumbs are pointing outward. That's beautiful, Bev. Now press the pelvis forward. Yep, that was a good press. Now do it again. Yeah, and at the same time then keep the kidneys lifting and the heart lifting. That's excellent control you have of the neck there. I love that her head is not falling off backwards. Anytime you see the head falling off backwards, you see somebody shutting off blood supply to their brain. It's not a good thing. No, not a good thing. Yeah. In fact, yoga teachers are not the smartest or the sharpest knives in the drawer, let's say. Maybe this is why, because their heads are always falling off backwards. If you read Iyengar carefully and Light on Yoga, he'll always say continuity through the neck, continuity, continuity. Just a continuous line. And what he's really thinking of course, is prana moving through the entire spine, right out through the crown. And that's what matters. Bev, you want to try it one more time? Any posture you like, Bev, feel free. You're the only student, so you can spend longer if you want to. You can always get a little more active pelvis, a little farther forward, heart lifting a little higher. Imagine some celestial being grabbing you by the heart and lifting you straight up into the air. That happened to me one time. I was sitting right there at that table. I have a hard time locating things on Zoom. Sitting there, I was hoping. I was having a hard time. I think it was February, and something came and just picked me up. I was very happy, very grateful. Okay, let's go back to a downward dog, though. We'll move on. If you live long enough, maybe you'll get that kind of help too. It's old people like me that need that kind of help. Down dog, Bev, and then step the right foot forward to a low lunge. Yeah. So let's bring the back knee down, Bev, just to show it. And yes, please pad the back knee as much as you need to. Excellent thing to show. And well, she's really going to work here. She was in a chair a lot. She got to walk a fair amount too, I bet, today, right? You got some walking in for lunch?
Yeah.
Yep. So, but if you really have been sitting in a chair all day long, for the front of that left hip, this becomes the antidote to being in the chair. Okay, so we're going to really focus on the front of that left hip in this posture. We're going to focus on trying to keep the hips square. You could quite literally pull with your front foot. You can pull your pelvis forward with your front leg, your front wheel drive. You could drop. At the same time, you can drop your pelvis down. Kind of passively, let it fall. Good, Bev. If you want to, you can fly the arms up and back. This is Anjani Asana, otherwise known as crescent moon. Good, Bev. Reach up and back. Heart lifting. Kidneys lifting. Front of that left thigh dropping. Beautiful. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back, Bev. Squeeze the wrists together, roll the upper arm bones back, squeeze the wrist all the way together. That's beautiful, Bev. Keep the front knee bending. And the back leg, well, back front of that left thigh dropping down. Let's just keep it to that. Okay, this is Anjani. Anjani is Hanuman's mother. Let's do Hanuman, Bev. Send the right heel forward. Notice how she'll take a block, maybe 2 blocks, maybe a pink elephant cushion. Hey man, whatever you have, put it under that front leg. Could be a folding chair. I don't care. Could be a small child or a large dog. Whatever you have around. Good, Beth. Come into a very tall spine. Try twisting to the right, just for the hell of it. It's fun. It keeps you in the posture a little more long, a little longer. That's beautiful, Beth. So again, we're working the front of that left hip. And by twisting to the right, it gets even deeper into the psoas. It's everything moving nicely. It's beautiful, Beth. Back toes could tuck, back knee could lift. This is optional. Or hands could interlace behind the back. Upper arm bones rolling back. Or you can fly the arms up into the air anytime at all. Or Bev, you can leave the posture whenever you need to. Maybe that was long enough. Yeah, nice up dog, Bev. Oh, that's beautiful. Go back to a down dog when you're ready, and then when the body's ready, we'll step the left foot forward to a low lunge. So she's going to pad that back knee if she needs to. Yep. We're going to set this up so the front knee, let's say the left knee now, is right over the left ankle. So we have a vertical left shin. Good, Bev. Everything is tracking hip width apart here. I didn't mention that the first time. Maybe I should have. So right knee is hip width from the left foot. Okay, so the legs are like train tracks. They're hip width apart, and they're parallel to each other. Yeah. That's good, Bev. Start to press the shoulders back bit by bit. Drop the front of that right thigh down. For most people, the front of that right hip is going to be tighter than the left.
Even if you're even if you're left-handed?
No, not even if you're left-handed. Although there are, I do know left-handed people who are right-legged.
Mm.
So most of us tend to have a power leg.
Yeah, and I just found out mine's my left one, even though I'm right-handed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then we should have had you do your right leg first. But you lived. It's okay. The thing is, you do them both, so it doesn't really matter. Good. Keep the front of that right thigh dropping down. Take any variations that you'd like to, Bev. We did, we do that second the first time? I think we did.
Yeah.
Or did we do it last? We did the second. Okay, upper arm bones. Looks like that left upper arm bone. That's your unhappier one. Looks like you could take it farther back if you want to. See how it goes. Yeah. Good, Bev. Keep on going. Keep the front of that right thigh dropping down. It might be an illusion. It looks like your right foot might be bowing in towards center.
Mm.
Right
No.
foot. No? It's your back foot.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's not, it wasn't way off. I can only comment on what I see.
Yeah, it's a bit dark here.
Considering you're 3,000 miles away, I'm seeing pretty well.
Ooh.
Feel like an eagle. I can see a yoga student 3,000 miles away.
You know,
That's pretty cool. Okay, keep on dropping the front of that right thigh down. Do whatever you'd like to, Bev, to even things out. And when things have felt evened out, then we're going to slide that left heel forward and go for it. Hanuman. That's beautiful, Bev. Let the left heel move as far as it wants to. Keep on dropping the front of that right thigh down. You're probably going to feel this. Most people are going to feel this primarily in the front of that back thigh. Or let's say the front of the right thigh right now, right hip.
Yeah.
Tense. We did some forward bending earlier. The hamstrings are, relatively warmed up. That's nice, Bev. Yeah, twist to your left. Please do whatever you'd like to. Let your body tell you. I time these things, and I try to be accurate with my timing. But I actually sincerely believe that how you experience the posture and feel it in your body is more accurate than any clock. So you know when you're evened out. Of course, it's only going to take about 800 years of practice, but who knows? Maybe we have it. Methuselah was a real person. Okay, go on back to a down dog anytime you want to. Bev, let's just go back to a fish. Why not? Now, fish, for those of you who are off in the future somewhere taking this on YouTube, fish can be done off the edge of a bed. That's a great way to do it. Put your heart right at the edge, or feed your spine vertebrae by vertebrae over that edge. That's the way I do it. Just once a day. You could do it off a kitchen counter. You could do it over the arm of a couch if the arm of that couch is level. I've used that kitchen counter that's directly behind the shoulder. Blocks are nice, bolsters are nice. And there are wonderful rolling devices, cylinders you can use to roll your spine when you do this. I recommend those, especially if you'd like to crack your bones out. Apparently the bones back in there, this part of the spine, are especially fortuitous to move and to keep moving as we age. I don't know. I'm in the youth of old age. I don't really know that much about it yet. I'm only 64. Little baby. I get to feel old and be good and feel good about it at the same time. Yeah, that's so nice. So add your breath in as deeply as you can. The breath animates the posture. Wonderful thing to do. So Bev, you can stay here for as long as you want to. I'm going to give people options of moving into a half wheel. And potentially then from there, moving into a full wheel. Urdhva Dhanurasana. You don't feel like doing an Urdhva Dhanurasana today, do you? No, that's fine. Let's show them half wheel. We're going to really work on it. She's going to bend her knees, put her ankles pretty much under her knees. Good, Bev. Press down into your feet. Feet are hip width or maybe even wider. Lift up. Good. That's nice geometry. Okay, Bev. Let's try interlacing the fingers under the spine. Squeeze the wrists together. Take your bottom pinky and bring it inside your fingers. So you have one little people in your church. Just one people. The church of one people. And then walk your shoulders in towards each other. Squeeze your elbows straight. Squeeze the heels of your hands together. And lift the base of your skull out and away from the shoulders at the same time. That's beautiful, Bev. Bring the wrists to touch if you can. Hold them. Good. Hold them that way, Bev. Come lie right down. Straighten out the legs. And breathe it there. Deep breathing into the upper lung again. This is a beautiful backward bend. If you like being tied up, you should have somebody tie you up in this position. Get the elbows bound together with a yoga strap. I've had it done to me. I slept in this position. It was so nice. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Go to it a second time, Bev. Half wheel. Any variation. You can change the fingers if you want to. These just people in the church can change from left to right. If you press into your inner feet, press to the inner heels, Bev, balls of feet, big toes, you can literally drive the heart towards the chin. Sternum is moving towards the chin. Aha. So, and then the pelvis can keep on lifting. You could even put your hands under your thumbs under your pelvis. Thumbs would go under the sacrum, maybe. Fingers would wrap up the hips. And you can support the hands that way. You can press the pelvis up higher, if that feels good for you. There's a million ways of doing this, Bev. You could try lifting one leg, Bev, and pressing down firmly into the other. I'll take a rest. That's another way of doing it. She's got a block now under the sacrum. I wonder if you should turn that block 90 degrees, Bev, from what I see. Yep. And then get it comfortable. Is that better? Well, you're getting a more minimal contact with it, which allows the sacrum to absorb in just a little bit more effectively, perhaps. It's how the sacrum can adjust sometimes if it needs to. We'll do some nice twisting. That'll get it too, if it needs to be gotten.
It needs to be done.
It needs?
Yeah.
Good. I can save you $75 on your chiropractor. I don't even know what they charge anymore. They probably charge $300.
Yeah, I think that's more like it.
Haven't been for a long time. I don't know. You know, that's the only way I feel old. It's like sticker shock with everything.
Wasn't like that in the old days, was it?
No, I had the best chiropractor in New York City. It was $40 for back in the day. I really did have the best chiropractor in New York City. That guy was amazing. Bev, you can keep on going, or you can hug the knees in and release the lower back if you feel like you're done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, she feels like she's done. Therefore, she's done. Move any way you'd like to, Bev. Even a dead bug or a happy baby, which turn out to be the same thing. Depends on your mood.
What's a dead bug?
It's the same thing as a happy baby.
Oh, okay.
Hold on to the outsides of the feet.
Oh, right, like this.
Try holding the outsides of the feet, and then draw the knees towards the armpits.
Right, okay.
And then why they're calling that a happy baby, I'm not really sure. It looks more like a dead bug to me, besides the holding the feet part. I don't know. I have plenty of experience with dead bugs. And happy babies too. I've had them both. Okay, so let's cross the right knee over the left knee, Bev. And then drop your right knee to the left. You could double wrap. Your legs could do that easily. Now, most people are not going to do that. Go the other way, Bev. Go the other way. Drop the right knee to the left, and then twist to the right. I see people do it the other way, and I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but I think it's more effective this way.
Yeah, this makes more sense.
Okay, so as that right knee is on the floor, you might have your right shoulder lifting. A lot of people will.
Yeah.
That's fine. So let your right shoulder be off the floor. Reach out through the right elbow. Reach out through the right fingertips. Keep extending outward. Keep lifting the base of the skull, crown of the head, up and away from the shoulders, and then bit by bit, try to swivel your right ear just towards the floor. Again, the right ear is not going to be on the floor. but I can go that direction. Beautiful, Bev. Let's go the other way. Come back up when you're ready. Switch the legs. Drop that left knee over to the right. So you can really kind of hold it down with that right hand. Yeah, exactly. I would recommend reaching a little higher up, Bev, up towards a little above your head. Keep on going. And then extend out through that left elbow. Yeah. I'm seeing continuity now. I like continuity. The body likes it too, and prana especially likes continuity.
Oh, and that's a good stretch right here.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to help you with. So keep lifting the base of your skull. Keep moving the left ear towards the floor. And again, with that left knee down, maybe your left shoulder's up off the floor. That's fine. Not a problem. Let's do it one more time. Do you have a strap, Bev, or a towel, or an
Yeah.
appurtenance?
A purple scarf.
Oh, that's an excellent appurtenance. Come take the right leg straight up into the air. Flatten your back. Yeah, don't rip your scarf. Hold on to that scarf now with your left hand. Both parts of it, yep. And now drop your right leg over to the left. All the way down. Keep on going. Good geometry. And now, yeah, reach up and away a little higher. Reach out to the right. So it's the same posture, but I think even a little more expansive now. And the wheel can be a bit of a contraction, half wheel, wheel. So these expansive postures afterwards are really wonderful. So we're reaching down through that left heel. We're reaching the right heel way out to the left. We're lifting the base of the skull. And then extending the right fingertips way out to the right. So really expanding in 4 cardinal directions. That's beautiful, Bev. You get to play with Supta Padangusthasana too if you want to, which is the leg straight up in the air. You take any other angles that you'd like on it. Or change legs whenever you want to. We'll go to the left leg. No rush, but whenever you're ready. Good, Bev. And using that right hand, exactly, we're going to drop the left leg to the right. Just enough room? Good. Okay, so send that left heel way out to the right. Keep on reaching down through the right heel. Keep lifting the base of your skull and extending way far out through your left fingertips. It's beautiful, Bev. Keep on breathing it. Deeply and slowly. And then, Bev, please do whatever you'd like to even things out. So I don't usually ask questions of students, but I'm going to ask you, Bev, is there anything you feel like you need to do? Since you are the only student in class? If there's anything you feel like you need to do, you can just go ahead and do it.
No, I think I'm good. Getting dark in here.
Yeah, it might be getting colder. You can put on socks or sweatshirts or whatever you need for Shavasana, just so you're comfortable. So the basic thing is for Shavasana, you want to get your body comfortable. You do any postures that you need to do first. You bundle up.
Covered a lot of things. My body feels good.
Yeah, this is actually, this posture, this class really is an antidote to February.
I'm feeling pretty happy.
Excellent. Backward bending makes us happy. Forward bending, this is forward bending. It tends to make you a little sad. Backward bending has no functionality. Really, there's very, very little that we do. Very little work that we do that would involve a backward bend.
It's true, isn't it? Mhm.
What I can think of is being underneath a car and
Yeah,
working on it like that. And those people are few and far between. They're probably about 1 in 20,000 in the general population.
or under your sink, under your kitchen sink.
Even that, no, I just went under my kitchen sink the other day to fix something, and
Didn't do it for you?
was flat in my back, and I was working on it, but it was not really a backward bend.
Mm.
I wouldn't recommend it, but working under a car, maybe that's a good career choice for you. Okay, so get comfortable here. Take the tailbone down towards the heels.
Most mechanics are happy, aren't they?
Well, it's because they're making $78 an hour, but they're happier than yoga teachers. Yeah, money is the root of all evil, and nobody wants to, well, Pink Floyd. Anyway, drop the tailbone down towards the heels. Take the shoulder blades down away from the ears. You could put padding under your knees if you need to. Get your body very comfortable. We're going to be in this position for about 7 minutes, and that'll round out our hour. So this is Shavasana. But the real meaning of this posture is that it teaches you how to meditate. First of all, by completely relaxing your body. You drop the body. You can do this very methodically by working through the body bit by bit, or just by noticing where you're feeling holding and where you can let go. So after a decade of practice or 2 decades of practice, you really get good at just dropping the body, softening it, and you'll find a mental correlation, which is probably the healthiest thing that we can possibly do mentally, is just move on. At the same time, you can bring your attention, if you wish, to your breath, to anything that you hear, anything perceptible, anything you feel in the body. Every time you notice thoughts kicking in, good. It's great that you noticed that. Bring your attention right back to where it was. And please talk to me about this if you'd like to. I'd be happy to speak to anybody about meditation practice. I'll teach anybody for free. Okay, have a good one, Bev. I'll wake you up in about 5.5, 6 minutes. Have a good one. Oh, well, Bev, that went fast. I just made some vegan sushi. Come sit up when you're ready, and we'll finish up.
It sure was fast.
Well, I only made 2 pieces. Roll. Mm. Oh. 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 Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any questions? Email me. Anybody? Be happy to share information with anybody at all. Thank you.